Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my video, and today we're going to be checking out the DAL T5051C Cyclone, and now this is the newest Cyclone in the DAL lineup, and this one looks to make a very lightweight and responsive prop. So if we take a look at the T5046 Cyclone, this is pretty much their most popular prop, and we take a look at it compared to the new 5051, we can see it shares a lot of similar design features. The hub is pretty much the same. But if you take a look at the blade overall, you can see the 5051 is quite a bit steeper in pitch as well as thinner in blade overall. And that ends up making it a very lightweight prop. So if we take a look at the weight of it, here's the original Cyclone. This is 5 something grams, I think. So yeah, 5.3 grams. And then if we take a look at the new one, it only weighs 3.3. That is crazy light for a prop. And if we look at some other popular props, here's the DAL T5040V2. That weighs 4 grams, so even heavier. And then we have the Gemfan Flash 5152 Tri-Blade. That weighs 4.9 grams. So for this prop coming in at 3.3 grams, that is a very impressive weight. For the material itself, I'm pretty sure they're using the same exact compound or plastic that they used in their other propellers. However, since it is so skinny, there's just not a lot of material all over. It is very flexible. Hopefully you can see this. It just really does flex quite a bit. It's just so skinny. If you look at the original Cyclone, it's much stiffer. It only flexes out at the end, and I have to use a lot more force to bend it. And then here's the T5040. Similar flexibility, but it definitely does feel stiffer upwards compared to this prop here. If you take a look at the inner scoop here, it does kind of dip down, which is nice. You have that inner scoop, and then it comes out to a pretty thin point at the end here. And of course, like all the other DAL props, it comes in a lot of colors. You get the blue, black, purple, red, green, tons of colors to choose from. So it's just a real quick overview of the prop on the bench. So let's do a line of sight and FPV flight, and then I'll finish up the review. Alright, so here we are outside, so let me just real quick run down the specs for the testing of the DAL prop T5051C. So we have the Mode 2 Ghost frame, we have the Brother Hobby R3 2207 2550 kV motors, we have a SpeedX IS30 amp ESC 4-in-1 there, we have a FreeSky R XSR receiver underneath, Hyperlight F4 flight controller, TBS Unify, HV Race, Foxeer Micro, Emax Pagoda, and a Tattoo R-Line 1395C. So let's just get this guy up. And I had to do a pretty decent bit of tuning, mainly in just reducing the P and D gains as well as increasing the TPA, because this, out of the box, the tune I had on it, when switching to the T5051C, I had quite a bit of oscillations due to just how flexible they are. So let's get up in the air here. So they hover pretty much just around the same point as any other prop. But hopefully one should be able to notice just how responsive they are. I'm not even going above half throttle here. They just really get up to speed quick, just with how light of a prop they are. So they're just super responsive, and the motors can just spool up really quickly. Hopefully you're just able to see that there. Let's do a top speed pass here. Hopefully you can see that pretty darn fast here. That's probably over 100 miles an hour. I know on the Gemfan 5152 Tri-Blades that I normally run for top speed runs, that's probably about 120 with those, so probably at least over 100 with these. So they definitely have very respectable top speed, much more than a standard 5x4x3. Whoa. So durability is alright, I guess. Clip the ground there. Lost orientation for a second.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
But I definitely when I first put these on, had a ton of oscillations, especially at top throttle, but now it's pretty much gone. Basically, I just had to drastically lower my P and D gain, as well as increase my TPA. And that's probably because since there's such a light prop, the motor, especially with a 2207 motor here, it just has total control over it, so you don't need the extra gains on your PIDs to help control it. It doesn't really need that. So it's just excessive on a normal stock tune. Because I had like a 5P gain and I had to drop it down to like a 3, so definitely probably gonna have to change your PIDs if you run these. But yeah, they certainly fly really well. Very responsive. And whoa, almost dropped it there. And this is the 1300R line. Barely even warm, so they're not crazy on the amp draw either. That was 3 minutes of line of sight flying there. My motors are completely cold, not warm at all. So yeah, let's move to some FPV with these guys. Alright, so here we have the DAL Cyclone T5051C for some FPV. I have my camera tilt pretty high at about 60 degrees, 50 or 60 degrees, because it's pretty much going to be a racing propeller for me. I'm not that interested in it for freestyle. I'd just rather use a heavier prop with a little more power. So just flying this around here, I do have a 1550 R line on, so it is a little bit heavier than with the 1300. Just feels, I don't know, it's very responsive, but it just feels a little bit loose in the air, and that's probably because I had to lower my PIDs so much to accommodate for the flexing of the material when it was oscillating. But it's such a thin blade, it doesn't have much disc area, or the area to grab the air. That's part of the reason why a quad blade feels so good. It's got more area. So this has even less. This is probably like a dual blade.
1 minute.
So it's kind of similar to that, I'd say. But it's sort of in between a dual blade and a tri-blade. Certainly has very good acceleration, just because it's so responsive. It's got great top speed. Not great, but very good. Very controllable, since it's very responsive, but it's not overly powerful. Like a prop such as the Gemfan 5152, I find that's a little bit more hard to control your throttle because it just has so much. Oh, there's durability test. I smack that rock head on. So let me just land. I'll finish this up. But like I was saying with the Gemfan, it just has so much power. It's a little bit hard to control your elevation up and down. But this is a little bit easier. But I guess that's gonna end the FPV here short, but definitely was pretty impressive. Alright, so here we are back again to finish up the review after the testing of the DAL T5051C Cyclone. So we'll go right into durability. As you can see from the end of that crash there, I hit that rock straight on with this motor. You can see it's really it's bent just a little bit, the bell is, and the outside is scratched up. It still spins okay, and hopefully it doesn't cause too much vibrations. The prop itself is bent forwards and up, so they are durable, and I could bend this back. You see I bend it down, but getting it to rebending the prop forward this way would be quite difficult, and it caused a ton of vibrations. So for the weight they are extremely durable. However, when you compare it to something like the original Cyclone, there's just so much more meat here. These are a far more indestructible, durable prop, which is why I'm kind of hesitant to use these for racing, because a lot of times in racing, if you hit somebody or you crash out and hit a gate, most of the times you're able to get back up and keep flying. But if you have a prop that's bent like this, oh, actually it didn't even bend there, but if you have a prop that's bent like this one was, let me get it back up there, yeah, you're not really going to be able to fly like that. It's just going to be too many vibrations, and you're probably going to smoke a motor. So in terms of the response feel, obviously, if you couldn't tell, these things are extremely responsive, and they just accelerate really fast because it's just such a lightweight prop, especially for a 2207 motor. It just can get up to speed to the RPM you're asking right away. Although it is still quite an aggressive pitch there, so it's very responsive, but I would say it might be just a little bit much if you're trying to run it on a 2205 motor. I would say definitely, because these are such thin blade areas, that you do want to run this on 2500 or above kV, but I'd probably stick to a 2206 motor or above, unless you're going for an ultralight then you could probably use these 2205 motors and it'd be alright without causing excessive amp draw. So yeah, it's going to bring us to the end of the review here. Are they going to replace the GemFan Flash 5152 for me, which is what I've been racing with for a little bit now? I don't think so. I mean, these are a little bit more amp hungry than these guys are, but these are also a little bit faster. They have a little bit better control, I feel, since they're just, so much more blade area, the disc area. And these are quite a bit more durable, which is pretty big in racing for me. So while they are a really good prop, I don't think they're going to be replacing my main racing or freestyle prop. But, pretty much just like any other prop coming out nowadays, they're all just so well thought out and so well engineered. The props are getting better and better. It's really hard to pick a clear winner, and it's kind of, you just have to order a set or two and try them out for yourself to see what you like, and then just stick with that and get used to that and keep flying that. And then in a little bit, try something new. It's pretty much all just about personal preference. There really is no king prop, at least right now. So yeah, that's the end of the video. Thanks to Surveil Zone for sending these out. There'll be a link down below to Prop City as well as Surveil Zone's website if you're interested in checking these out. They're under $4 a set, just like all the other DAL props, so pretty decent price. Please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.